Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG, and today we are going to be continuing our preliminary biggest winners and losers series going into set 2 Blazing War for Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. It's been getting a lot of good support, so I hope to keep that trend going, see if we can get this video over 100 likes, and I thank you guys for tuning in. Past that, just want to let you guys know that we are doing plenty of things in Universe X. We have our streamings of Kingdom Hearts going on right now on both Twitch and my Universe X gaming channel. It'll be in the description so you guys can go over there, give it a subscription so we can build that channel eventually. And past that, look out for the Patreon. We're doing stuff on that. Gonna start giving my first early thoughts on there before they even get put into draft video form, as well as little giveaways. We got set 2 coming out, so there's stuff coming for that. And then last but not least, we got the Breaking Down Red coming out. Starting to get over the sickness, so we should be good to go back at full speed. And with that being said, let's hop into these yellow cards. So first we have to talk about the Vegeta leader. He is an Awaken at 4 leader, nothing special about that. But when attacking, draw 1 card, end of your turn, switch to 2 of your rest mode, energy active mode. The hard part about this to gauge is that you need cards to be able to use on the defensive. And right now we really only have Death Ball from the starter deck, and and then Awakening to Blue, which we're gonna get to later. So I'm hoping that in these like rares, uncommons, and commons, we're gonna get 1-2 more cards that we can use on the defense. That's really gonna help this leader, or some battle cards that have some nice activate battles that we can use in the defense. Because right now this effect, I'm not really seeing terribly too much to put this guy over Frieza. But moving over to the next card, since that card is very dependent on what the cards around it do in the format, we've got this first SR, we've got Bulma, and Bulma is just really snapped. So really, 1 cost 5,000 power, 5k combo power, activate battle, switch this card to rest mode, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then choose 1. You can choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, the cost of 4 or less, and switch it to rest mode, or if you have a rest mode battle card where it costs 3 or more, draw 1 card. So in a lot of cases, you're going to be able to activate this card, gain a life, and then gain a card from the top of your deck, which is a +2 in hand, which becomes a lot of advantage. Like this card by far, like immediately without hesitation, is a 4 in yellow. It's not even close. And then the thing is, if you can protect it, it goes off even harder. So looking at this, we're going to move directly into our next card, which is going to go hand in hand, of course, husband and wife. You've got Vegeta, and Vegeta is a 3 cost, 20,000 power, 5k, just combo power, and permanent. Once per turn, all of your rest mode opponent's turn, all of your rest mode battle cards cannot be killed by your opponent's skills. On play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then play up to 1 battle card with the cost of 1 or less from your hand. So the thing here is, I wanted to go directly into this card because this card plus the Bulma really makes some stupid awakening. On turn 3, as long as you are at 6 life, you will be able to tap 3, play this Vegeta. This Vegeta is going to be able to take a card from your life, taking you down from 6 to 5, and then you're going to be able to play the Bulma. Once the Bulma's on the board that we just talked about, you're going to be able to attack with this 20k, right? Then activate Bulma's activate battle effect, taking your life from 5 to 4, and then since you control the Vegeta that's now rested, you can draw a card if you so choose. That's going to put you at 4. You're going to be able to then draw with your leader for the awakening, and then swing with your leader for the awakening. So realistically, if you had both these cards in hand and you start off with 7 cards, 8 cards, and let's say 8 cards, you charge to 7, you play this guy going down to 6, you gain a life, so you're back at 7, you play Bulma, so you're back at 6, you attack with this guy, you activate Bulma's ability, you draw a card, so now you're actually back up to 8. There was no minus that turn because you got 2 cards from life and you also drew a card. If I'm not mistaken, if that math works out, I'm just trying to make sure real quick. Yeah, because you're at 8, you charge down to 7. After charging down to 7, you played this guy. He's going to take a life. Then you play Bulma. Bulma is going to take a life and draw. So yeah, you +1, and then you awaken with your leader to go another 1, and you have your leader swing 2. This is going to be one of the bread and butter combos of yellow. Mark my words. Also, Vegeta being rested prevents your cards from being destroyed by things like androids, things like SR 3-drop Goku. Plenty of cards that just have little destruction abilities will not be able to work with this, and that is the only thing that may put Vegeta above Frieza, because Frieza is going to untap things to leave them out of the way of this protection effect. But this card and Bulma are going to be staples for yellow, and that's just like a thing. Yellow's getting a lot of cards that are auto includes at 4s or 3s, and that's a really powerful effect. Now moving on to the next one, we actually have Son Goku, and Son Goku is going to be a monstrous effect. This guy is a 4 cost, 25k power, 10k combo power, is already insane stat lines. On play / when attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, and it cannot be switched to active mode during your opponent's turn. So this is crazy because it's on play and attacking. So if your opponent has attacked with 2 cards last turn, you play this guy for 4, tap down something, pin it down, attack with it, pin something else down. And if they don't get rid of this guy, you really have the ability to keep pinning something down one at a turn. This is an effect that we were normally used to having on Frieza, Golden Frieza, and I guess sometimes Goldo, but not a lot of people were playing him. And now we have it on a 4 cost, meaning it comes down a little earlier. This is going to free up energy to a high degree, and it overall is just going to revolutionize how yellow is played. There's going to be a lot more pinning down. It's not just going to come on your boss monster, it comes on more now. This guy's a 10k combo power, so it doesn't really hurt to keep him just on the field. Keep him in the hand. You can play this guy at 4. He's a broken card. I think that realistically, yellow is getting so much gas. Bulma, Vegeta, and Goku are just auto includes. There's no reason why you wouldn't. There's not a single bad thing or drawback about them. You've got Awakening, you've got Draw, you've got Protection, you've got cheating out things that are 1 cost, and then on top of that, you've got this guy that's going to pseudo, remove things. It's going to pin things down. It's going to take them out of the equation. And like I said, it's not a 0 cost combo. Overall, yellow is getting mad buffs. And yes, there's not as much to explain with some of these cards because they all kind of stand alone. Bulma is going to be cool because Bulma can tap down the things on your opponent's board when she goes sideways after taking a life, and you can attack them with your leader. That's just a thing. That's going to come into handy a lot when you're looking at these red decks that want to keep Roshis on the board. You can play Bulma and you can tap down your opponent's Roshi and then attack it with your leader. These are going to be things that happen and really influence the game. You have the Vegeta that's going to revolutionize how green plays against yellow. You can't just blow up their board and take it apart. You now have to attack into it. And yellow has always been good at spamming out little bodies that are harder to get rid of when you attack than they are with effects. Then you have, the Goku pinning things down. These are all straightforward effects that don't really have to combo with anything. The Bulma thing I just told you about was the closest thing to a combo that really happens. So this is just straightforward gas. Not complicated, simple, straightforward. And now we're going to have a quick word from the sponsors before we get back into the card reveals. So just give me a moment. So real quick, just want to let you guys know, as per usual, we are sponsored by Mystic TCG, based in Missouri. They hold plenty of events. They hold lots of cool get-togethers. They sell everything you would want for your TCG needs. And on top of that, they buy singles, they buy collections, they sell singles. You can find Eden working his own business at most big events for like One Piece, I'm sure, soon to be Fusion World, and the dude is always on the ground floor. But if you're above the border and you live in Canada, you also have G3. G3 also runs their own events. Jawdat runs a tight ship. They have a nice little community on Discord. And yeah, you can also find him buying lots of things. So whether you're in North America or Canada, you always have your place to go. And in the description, you can find links to both stores with my code word to be able to get discounts off your purchases. Past that, just want to let you guys know that if you want to support the channel, you can always head over to Universe X Gaming or UniXDB, depending on whether you like just general gaming or Dragon Ball content, and just go over there and just give those things a subscription. Maybe look at some of the videos. I'm building up both those channels to help expand the brand. So with that being said, let's hop back into the card reveals. So the next light card on our list is Son Gohan Adolescence. On play, 2 cost, 15k power, 10,000 combo power. On play, choose up to one of your Piccolo battle cards that cost 3, switch to active mode. This is kind of weird because unless we got like a bunch of Piccolos, like this is the same thing in the Tournament of Power. We had one Piccolo that interacts with 2 Gohans, soon to be 3, and now we're sitting here with one Gohan that looks so far like interacts with 1 Piccolo. Maybe we'll get more, but that's a lot. Moving over though, we have this Piccolo here, 3 cost, 25k power, 5k combo power, blocker, that when it's KO'd, choose up to one of your battle cards and switch it to active mode. So I guess you can like block with it and then bring something out of harm's way, which potentially is like a couple of blocks. But seeing is that when things are in active mode, they can be destroyed if you have the Vegeta on the board. This kind of takes away the protection, and so I'm not really sure how I feel about this. 3 cost for 25k is aight. Like that's like vanilla stats, which is good, and he has an effect as well. But I'm just not really sold on this Gohan Piccolo combination. And I know if you guys know me, that's a really weird thing for me to say. But yeah, it's just a little weird. Next, we have Master Roshi, 5k power, 3 cost, and 10k combo power. Blocker, permanent. If this card is in rest mode, this card gains plus 20k power. So essentially, you just let this bang. In every single matchup, but green, it is not really safe to keep this guy chilling. Even in blue, I mean, blue can bounce him regardless of his position. Red, you always want to swing with this guy. You play him for 3, you swing with him. And if you don't swing with him, if you don't play him, he's in your hand for 10k. That's the way it's got to be, because 5k is incredibly easy to deal with. Over in the other colors, I mean, really, you just push him in. He's a 3 cost for 25k, and that's not bad. It's just not great either. The blocking part is kind of cool. There are going to be some times where maybe you can untap him in the battle phase with some of these other cards, I believe. Let me make sure. I might be messing up at this point. Yeah, never mind. I'm smoking. So, realistically, you just have to swing him in. I was looking at these cards. I was like, man, there's so much. Vegeta untaps energy, not this. But the point is, like, this card is going to be able to sit here and do this thing. I would like to see if there's any way we could get some untapping. Like, we haven't seen any Whis cards, and in this arc, Whis was definitely a rewinder. Like, he rewound the time in the battle. And so, like, we have a card in Masters that does that. Whis' rewind, where you counter a card and you untap it. That would be monstrous for Vegeta to have, because Vegeta just needs like 1 or 2 more activate battle cards to do something. And something to untap something would be awesome. Being able to play this guy and then untap or attack with him for 25, and then untap 2, and then be able to untap him for a block mid battle, that would be awesome. I would definitely like that. So yeah, that's kind of where we stand on this Master Roshi. 10k makes him easy to play in most decks. Then we have got this Goku, the Son Goku, 25k power, 3 cost, 5k combo. Permanent, your turn. If your opponent has 3 or more rest mode battle cards, this card gains plus 5k power, making him a 30k. Because it's battle cards and not cards in general, that makes him a little worse. But at the same time, I think he's solid. He's not as solid as the other Goku. This guy, I think we'll have to test to see if he's even playable, because he just doesn't seem like an auto include. But 30ks for 3 are pretty cool. That's a pretty solid stat line. Then we have got this Frieza. This is a 3 cost, 20k power, 10k combo power, so pretty much great stats all around, and you can play him, you can keep him in hand, you can guard with him. Auto, on your turn, once per turn, when this card is switched to active mode by a skill, choose up to one of your opponent's rest modes, rest mode battle cards with a cost of 4 or less, and it can't switch to active mode during the opponent's turn. This goes hand in hand with Frieza's ability, but I doubt they would make this card and not have some other card that does that later in the spoilers. So this kind of gives me my theory of there being cards that untap you even more credence. But yeah, this card is going to be excellent. You can pin down a whole lot of stuff that's swinging with you. It's going to give yellow a better line of defense, and this is, I would say, direct support for the Frieza leader from the starter deck, the yellow starter deck. Next, we've got Man of the Hour, not really Man of the Hour, but a really good card. You got Blue Power Awakening, cost 2, extra card, activate main, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, the cost of 6 or more, and KO it. And then activate battle, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards and it gains plus 25k power. So this is going to be a really big push. When your opponent goes tall, this is going to be able to go tall with it. This matches a gigantic meteor when its conditions are met. So we all know how much 25 does in a battle of, just like power. Now, the other cool thing though is the activate main allows you to do a lot. The activate main will get rid of opposing Friezas, or Frieza SCRs, which we'll talk about in a second. It'll get rid of cells that have gone sideways. If you tap your opponent's Broly, like if you play 1-drop Frieza to tap their Broly, and then you play this for 2, you can get rid of Broly. So with Blue Power Awakening, you now are at a spot where you can get rid of so many high cost cards, and Yellow needed this. Yellow needed this because tapping it down was essentially all that you could do, and now you have the ability to actually get rid of it. So this card is going to change how Yellow is played pretty much forever, because a lot of boss cards are starting to get up there. You're starting to see your Goku Blacks, your Friezas, your Brolys, except for Red. Every color has a 6 or higher. This is going to be able to affect. So Last but not least, we are here at the Golden Frieza SCR. 6 cost, 40,000 power, 0 cost. Permanent your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 5 or more played in rest mode. And then on play, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards and KO it. This kills the double strikers. All the double strikers that used to be in the game, whether it be Son Goku from the starter deck, Vegeta from the starter deck, Golden Frieza from the starter deck, and androids from the set will fold to this card. They come into play, they can't interact with this card, and they just pretty much, well, I mean, Goku can minus it by 20k, but the 20k to 20k is still a very defendable stat. Yeah, this card is going to be a good floodgate. Now, with Broly, it's kind of a problem, and with Cell, it's kind of a problem, because they will come into play tapped, but they will kill this card immediately. However, since they come into play tapped, you have the opportunity to tap 6 again for your Frieza and blow that up and see if they can deal with it. So now Yellow has this card where if it comes into play first before your opponent's boss cards, it's a matter of how many boss cards you see to how many Friezas they see, because you guys will be trading boss cards, putting it in the very Broly versus Broly paradigm that green mirrors tend to have. So this is a very, very good card. On top of that, if Yellow is going to be a nice like control deck, or a deck that puts on aggro but kind of controls the pace of the game like a tempo, this is going to be a great top to that tempo, because if you can reach 6, which I think that the new Yellow will allow you to do, if you can reach 6, you're going to get to a point where you are playing this card and just controlling the board. And also, so help you if you have 2 on board. If you have 2 on board, that's just like, oof, that's really big GGs. If you land 2 of these back to back, then your opponent could play a Broly, and you could just be like, okay, that comes in the tap, you kill one of my Friezas, whatever, GG. Now I'm just going to activate Blue Power Awakening and blow up your Broly, and I still have this. So I'm thinking that this is actually a really, really, really strong card. 40k is a lot, that's pushing power, and in Yellow, I think this is going to be a mad asset. So now you may ask, where does this put Yellow in the grand scheme of things? So when it comes to their hierarchy, previously we put Green as the biggest loser in the set 2 spoiler so far, because Green I don't think really gains too much. 17 gains a lot in 17 and 18, and as well as the Cell cards, am I not mistaken, but the leader didn't really offer too much if I'm not mistaken, and the support was all like horizontal, like it didn't boost the color, it just gave the color different options. I put Blue as the third going up to the top, because I think Blue got a lot. I think Blue has a lot of pieces to fill in some of the parts that was missing, but not enough. Until I see something like a bottom deck all, maybe another boss card, I don't think Blue got enough. So realistically, I do think that Blue is at 3, Green is at 4, and you may have guessed it by now because we're kind of going up. I do think Yellow is at 2. I think Yellow gained a lot, but I don't think that Yellow got revolutionized. I just think that Yellow is able to do what it was supposed to do, what it was already doing, except better. Yellow had some really good aggression. Yellow had 4-drop cooler. Yellow had a lot of utility, and now it has more utility. It has the ability to protect itself better. It has the ability to lock down your board better. So Yellow just got an expansion of what it was already doing, and that indeed leaves Red for next video. So with that being said, I do want to bring this video to a close. The last part I wanted to kind of go over was just the Patreon members. I love you guys. Thank you guys for giving me the extra support that is really just helping me float the channel. And for that, we gotta talk about the realm of Xers. We got the Big Daddy Flapjacks, we got the Burars, the Bryce R's, the Kevin I's, the Mario V's, and the Mr. Top decks. You guys are the realm of Xers, and I am so thankful for your contributions to the channel. Following that, we've got the Universal RXtocrats, which are the Eric R's, the Exilions, the Jonathan B's. Thank you guys for your support too. We're gonna have the graphics back up soon at the beginning or the end of every video, but yeah, thank you guys for all of your support, and I will see you guys in the next video, article, social media post, stream, whenever. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later.